how to manifest a new love relationship into your life. This is going to be a very powerful video, life-changing information that I'm going to share with you. A lot of love to be won from this. So get out your pen and paper, take some notes, and come on a ride today as I share some knowledge from my own life and my own experience, and especially from things that I've learned along the way. So welcome and fam, much love, Trav here. I always believe in teaching what you know. I have been pretty blessed and lucky to have a lot of love in my life in general, and especially in the past year, and especially right now, to have manifested a new love relationship and feeling really good about that. And just telling you that's where I'm coming from right now. So I'm gonna share some things that I learned that helped me to do that and how you can do it too. So if that's something that you want, you feel that you're ready for the next step, you're ready for the next stage, and you want to bring someone else into your life, you want an object of your love, someone to give love to, then this is for you. I'm not saying it can happen overnight. I'm not saying that I'm going to show you how to have like the one who you're going to have a relationship with forever. But I am telling you that it's possible to manifest amazing relationship in your life sooner than you think. So where I'm going to start is with the analogy. Some of you saw this video on the Earth orbit. So some real talk is, I think a way to approach things is to be like the Earth. You're not going out in pursuit of love. You're not going out and chasing potential partners. You are doing what the Earth did to attract the moon. How does the Earth attract the moon? It has gravity. Gravity means it has relatively greater mass than the moon. So you want to have a massive character in you and be the best version of yourself that you can be. And the Earth isn't chasing the moon. The Earth is on an orbit through the galaxy. It has a clear path in life. It has a clear mission, and that's an invitation for the moon to come to you. So what I'm saying is, be like the Earth. Be a solid person on a clear path, and people are going to come into your life. Not like you going into their life, although obviously you're going to go into each other's lives, but people are going to come into your life, right? You create an opportunity for people to come with you. Like when you're attracting a partner, it's like, what are you going to do together? Well, it's going to be a lot of the things that you're already doing. What space are you going to share together? It's going to be the space that you already occupy, and so on. So you want to be really solid in your life and be the best that you can be, and that's going to allow you to have more love to give and be a better partner. So, part of the Earth, though, is it's on a path. It's not changing its path for the moon necessarily. It's very solid in what it's doing. The Earth's always rotating. It's not available all the time. Sometimes it's, going to sleep. It's, on the other side. The Earth and the moon don't see each other all the time, face to face, right? So a part of that is having a full life and a life purpose and a life mission, right? That's some deep stuff. I am going to give you a book recommendation, and I'm going to give you some techniques, so stick with me here. The point of that, though, is you might be at a stage where you need to really develop yourself. I especially have a lot of young men write to me and say, hey, I'm lonely, I want to manifest something. Well, especially when you're a young man in your early 20s, you might need to work on yourself for a while. I had girlfriends in high school and college, but I was celibate and single for about 5 years in my early and mid-20s. And there was opportunity for partnership, but I thought it was more important to grow into myself and to do that alone. I'm not saying that you have to, but just know that the early mid-20s is not the time when a man is at his sexual peak, and as you approach 30 and grow older, you become a much more solid person, and you're going to have more power to pull people into your life. So just have faith in that, work towards the future, be patient if that's you. Okay? So Let me give you some practical stuff. You want to create some space in your life. Like, you can't be available all the time, but what time are you going to spend together? Right? What space are you going to share? So, get yourself a queen bed or a full bed or a king bed, and bedding for two people, and sleep on one side. And subconsciously, that's going to have a pull, but also when they appear in your life, that's where they're going to be. Clear a shelf for them so where their things can go. This is before you even necessarily know them. Here. Empty a closet somewhere they can put their clothes. Right? The idea is you're not available all the time, but creating an availability, like creating a void that can be filled. And I don't mean that in the bad way. Water flows downhill and pools at the lowest area. So if you want to create a pond, you have to dig a ditch, right? So create a space that can be filled by another person. If you have no room in your time, you have no room in your life, you have no space in your surroundings, then you just can't bring anyone into your life. So you need to create space. Okay? Now, I have a really powerful technique I'm going to share with you, but first I want to share this book. It's called Calling in the One, 7 Weeks to Attract the Love of Your Life. I'm not saying there needs to be like the one, or you can only have one soulmate experience. I've had multiple, and, I haven't been with someone for like very, very many years. And that's not necessary though. My feeling is that the goal is just to have a lot of love to give, and to be a giver of love more than a receiver of love, and love who's around you, and do it sincerely, do it truly. And when you make that your intention of being a loving person and giving your love to the world, you're going to have a lot of love. You're going to have a good chance of attracting love relationship, but it's not even necessary because you feel so much love with what you're doing already. Okay? Anyways, this book, Calling in the One, Catherine Woodward Thomas, it's pretty cool. I read this book before this love relationship. I met them. Well, I started reading it before, and I continued reading it as they were here. And there were some really cool things that I learned from this. This book it's got exercises, and it's got things you can do, and it's got challenges. It's really written for women, but as a man, I found it really cool too. Two things really stuck with me from this book, 2 quotes. One is she kept stressing they're not necessarily going to look like you expect them to look like. So you have a picture of them in their mind, how they should look, like how tall they should be, or what race they should be, or what job they should have, or what their attributes should be, but they're not going to come in the appearance that you expect necessarily. And that's because love is about a feeling. It's not about like a physical state. It's more about an emotional state. So you'd be surprised they might not look as you think they're going to look. I found that to be really powerful. And they might be there all along. You might find out, hey, this person has been here all along. I was just looking for something else, looking for someone else. The other quote that really stuck with me from this is this idea that a soulmate relationship doesn't have much to do with ego. It has everything to do with the soul. That's why I call it soulmate, not ego mate. And in the past, having ego-based relationships where it's more about sex and possession and social media and achievement, and these sort of ego mate relationships, and then realizing like it's about soothing the soul, it's having a soul connection, and that's what you should be looking for. So it doesn't need to feed your ego. It probably shouldn't even. It should feed your soul, and that's a totally different thing, because ego is your desire to be seen, your narcissistic tendencies, your desire for outward approval, and so on, where your soul is more about exchange of love and nourishment and caring and giving. So I found that to be really powerful. But this worked for me and it's worked for a lot of people. And, my current relationship is definitely not a forever relationship. The nature of living in Hawaii is people come and people go. But, I'll even read this book again, and I bet it will work for me again in the future. Now, the last thing I want to share with you is the most powerful thing. And I have the tapes in my course. There's a link to my course somewhere down below, the Dream Life course. But I'll give you a little info on it. It's hypnosis. So I've done this a couple times. This has worked for me a couple times really powerfully. Recording self-hypnosis before going to sleep and listening to that every day and affecting my subconscious, my thoughts, my beliefs, my behaviors. And I think that's been a really key, powerful manifestation. And not just like bringing from the universe in, but hypnosis is a really powerful way to control your emotions, to rehearse what you need to do, when you need to do it, so you don't get nervous. You say, you set your intention and stay the course on the things that you need to do. So I record these hypnosis tapes for myself, focusing on my breathing and going into my subconscious and allowing myself to change with help from the creator, the source, the universe, and set my intention and how I'm going to go out into the world. And this is really powerful for me the last time, but specific things I was going to do, say strategy day by day, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so listening to the tape saying like, hey, you can feel her sleeping next to you in bed, and yesterday this was just you talking to yourself on the audio in a dream, and today it's real, and saying that in my hypnosis, and then having that actually happen, like, wow, she's sleeping right next to me, and that actually happened. It's pretty fucking cool. Hypnosis is a really, really powerful thing. You can hypnotize yourself. It's probably the best way to actually change your beliefs and change your habits and change your thoughts. One of the best ways, in conjunction with some other things. So if you want to learn more about that, that's included in my course, How to Set Up Your Self-Hypnosis. So you can check that out. Let me know what you think. I appreciate you. And I look forward to hearing what you have to say in there. But bottom line, though, I think is just bettering yourself as much as possible, and then setting the intention to go out into the world with love, and you're going to have good results. The reason why most people fail, well, a lot of people succeed in this actually, but the reason why people fail most of the time, they fail, I think it's one, they're not being the earth, they're not living up to their full potential, they're not growing, they're not on a path, they're not on a mission, they're just kind of floating. They're an asteroid out in space trying to pursue. They're getting burned up in other people's atmospheres. And then another reason people fail is just because they're too greedy and want to receive love rather than give it. So they never give it originally. They don't tell people they love them. They don't do acts of love and kindness for people. And they end up not receiving either. Whereas the people who are focused on giving and helping from the beginning are the ones that receive. So those are my two big keys. But techniques like get yourself a queen bed, get yourself a second nightstand, clear yourself some shelves, create a void. What you want is on the way. Have faith in that. Focus on your surroundings. Do the best you can with what you have. So hope you found that useful. Appreciate you. Much love, and talk to you soon. Peace.